I know fishing shallow water looks easy. You can see everything, but it's actually where beginners struggle the most. The fish are close, the water's clear, and every little mistake matters. So today I'm going to break down how to fish shallow water without spooking the fish. If fish disappear the second you get close, this is why. All right, so let's think about this for a minute. In shallow water, fish really don't have much room to hide. They can't go jump in, slide down into deeper water and stuff like that. They rely on their sight. They rely on being able to feel vibration, and they definitely rely on the shadows. In shallow water, you're part of the environment and the fish notice you. So keep that in mind for the rest of the video. The number one mistake that I think beginners make is noise. In a kayak, it's your paddle. You make too much noise with your paddle when you're paddling. You drop gear on your boat, you stand up abruptly, and splashy casts. I mean, you really got to learn how to get the bait in there low and let it to just settle in the water without too much splash. Just control your cast. If you can drift instead of running your trolling motor, that would be best. And another thing is turn your electronics off. If you have any fish finders and stuff like that, be sure you turn them off, or at least turn the sonar off so it's not making that clicking noise. Where you land your cast is more important than the bait you're using. Take a nice sidearm cast so when it enters the water, it's not a whole lot of splash, but you cast past your target, well past your target, and bring your bait to that target or into that strike zone where you think that fish is. Throwing right on top of that fish is a guaranteed way to watch them swim off. Think near the fish, but not at the fish when you're making that cast. All right, one of the key things is shallow fish will position themselves where they don't have to work. Current seams in the current, behind rocks, grass angles. You see I've got all this grass around here. Let me show you real quick. Take me just a second. See, I've got all this grass around here. You got all these grass angles. You got a point of grass. You got another little, you can't see it very well, but there's another little point sticks out right there. Isolated grass. They'll position themselves where they're able to ambush prey that comes around the edges of that grass. These are called buggy whips, by the way. They might be out here in the middle, but they typically are on something a little bit different. When you see a vast cover of all of this, all of these lily pads, a lot of times they're going to be tucked in on something a little bit different and something that will funnel the food to them. Now, if the water is calm behind something like a rock or a log or anything like that, the fish probably lives right there. Matter of fact, the wind started blowing about an hour ago and I pulled in behind these buggy whips because the water back here was a little bit calmer, a little bit warmer, and I started to get bites. So anything that breaks that current that the fish will get behind, that's where they'll hang out. Keep your boat downstream and fish up if possible, or downwind and fish into the wind if it's possible. All right, so let's talk about baits. I'm gonna keep it really simple. I mean, you don't really need loud or flashy baits in shallow water. You need a small spinner bait to cover water and be able to locate the fish. A little Ned rig, if you don't have all this grass, a Ned rig is perfect. Or a Cinco. Those Cincos can catch fish anywhere. But you got to think natural fall, less splash. Subtle really beats aggressive in shallow water. Now, last but definitely not least, I mean, this one's super important, is that most beginners leave good shallow water too fast. Once you get bit, or once a fish starts to chase, or you see a boil or stuff like that, slow way down and pick that area apart. Try to think to yourself, why was that fish right there? What caused it to be right there? And look around and see if there's anything else just like it. Because bass, they'll school up, but not really, really tight. Think of it as, think of a school of bass like as a school class, but most of the kids in the class don't really like each other. So they're going to separate just a little bit. They've got to stay in the classroom, but they're going to separate just a little bit, and they're not going to really hang out together. And that's kind of the way bass are. There'll be one here and one there and one there and one there, and they'll all be in the same area. And then if you get outside that area, they'll stop biting. They just won't be there. So make multiple casts. Change your angles a little bit. Try to throw it the same piece of cover from different angles, and let fish settle after a miss. So if you miss a fish, just kind of settle down, kind of relax, don't make a whole lot of noise, see if he'll get back to that same spot. Shallow fish really do spook easy, but they calm down a lot faster than you think. So shallow water fishing isn't about hiding. It's about being intentional, slowing down, staying quiet, and fish through the water instead of rushing past it. So comment below if you like this video. Let me know what you fish in. Do you fish in creeks? Do you fish in ponds? Do you fish in big lakes, kayaks, boats? I want to know what you fish in. I love doing these type of videos, and if you love this video, be sure to subscribe. But like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go out and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.